presentation, but I wanted to have, a few weeks ago, Mike Donnelly, a lot of you guys know Mike, he works at IBEX, and Justin, where's Justin at? Some of you probably know Justin. We used to do the conferences with Mike, and Justin's been coming here, on and off for, I don't know, 20 years or something probably. But he invited me downtown to see a fund that they are, IBEX manages. I'll let him tell you how much money. I can never really get the right number off the internet, but it's a lot. And they had a series of different funds. One of them focused on Israel. I think primarily that's where they focused, but subsequent to that, they started a mobility fund. It's done really well. When I saw they're starting a new fund, so I asked him if he would come and introduce that to people a little bit. What intrigued me when I went down to see it was, I don't know if people remember, but at the last conference, I'm going to pat Dave on the head for a minute because I don't think there were many of these, but the last conference we had 6 months ago, we had a company present that I wrote at about 45 cents. It was called New Horizon Aircraft, and it's in the vertical they're bringing a vertical aircraft, hybrid aircraft, and the stock traded from 46, traded as high as $4. It's trading a couple bucks today. But when Justin had me come down and Mike had me come down and listen to their mobility fund, and I kind of tied that together with the company that presented, it's pretty clear to me that mobility is kind of one of the, I know we hear a lot about AI and stuff, but I think he'll probably drive this point home a little bit. I think that mobility is kind of another one of those emerging industries that there's probably is very open-ended. So he was kind enough to be a sponsor for the event, and I just wanted to give him a little bit of time to talk about the fund because I think it's something that people, if they have the wherewithal, should probably consider. So.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks. Yeah, it's hard to believe it coming for about 20 years. So Dave is a testament to what you've built and the following that you have. Again, my name's Justin Boris. I'm joined with my partner, Mike Donnelly, who's like the mayor of this place. I'd be surprised if he doesn't know anyone in here. For the first decade or so of my career, I was focused on microcap companies. Ultimately, I came to the conclusion it was just too hard from a regulatory standpoint. The universe is shrinking. If anyone can still find the little gold nuggets, it's Dave. But I love the treasure hunt. And I said, gosh, the regulators are making it very difficult. The investment banks are making it difficult. The universe is shrinking. The quality of the microcaps have gone down. Where can I find this treasure hunt? And one of the places that I loved was in the mobility space in VC, which is super early. 2 guys in the garage, they don't even have the dog yet. We're talking really early stage companies, ideas on back of an envelope. If you get it right, you can make many, many multiples on your money. And then in about 2015, I took a trip to Silicon Valley, met with NVIDIA, Tesla, Google, a bunch of companies. I was just blown away. I think this is a sector that's hiding in plain sight, especially now with all the tourists obsessed with AI. No one's paying attention to mobility, and you're going to see more change in the mobility space in the next 10 years than you've seen in the last 150 years. And super excited to tell you just for a couple of minutes. We have a VC fund, so you get exposure to all of our companies. We have a founders class, which is a lot of perks and goodies, discounted fees, co-investments, trips, mobility trips where you go in driverless cars and go to all but see the companies. Basically wanted to create a firm that I'd want to invest in if I were like you and a high net worth individual. And the minimum is $250,000. But unlike a different type of investment, it's called over 5 years. So think about it as kind of 20% per year over 5 years. And if we have any luck, like in our first fund, we'll have distributions even before all the money is called. And this is a $10 to $15 trillion space. No one is paying attention. It's hiding in plain sight. If you look at the top 30, 50 companies in the world, all of them have exposure to mobility, from obviously Tesla, Alphabet with its Waymo division, even Berkshire Hathaway has a bunch of mobility companies, Amazon with its Zoox and its Amazon Logistics. You could go to basically every company except for maybe Eli Lilly has a huge mobility exposure. We have a great team. We have an engineer in Silicon Valley. A bunch of us are in Denver. We have 2 in New York, and we have 6 people in Tel Aviv. And the best way to learn about this new fund is to talk about our first fund, which is almost 4 years old. We make 11 companies in the mobility space. Vulcan Elements is our rare earth magnet company. We invested 18 months ago. It's up 77x. The government put in almost $1 billion. This is a rare earth magnet company. We were investing when no one even heard of rare earths. Obviously, it's becoming a big thing. The government just put in $1 billion. We led the seed at a $12 million valuation. They're raising another $600 million of equity at a $2 billion valuation 18 months later. That's why you invest in VC. That's what I love about the treasure hunt. Again, I thought it got too hard in public companies, but these opportunities are available in the space. Teradar is only up 3x. This is coming up with a new sensor that's going to go on every single car. The problem with sensors right now is they can't see through weather, fog, sleet, rain, snow. That's going to be the big inhibitor to driverless cars. A lot of what we invest in is the blue jeans to gold miners business. What has to get invented for electric driverless cars to be a reality? Teradar sensor sees 300 meters. It has it can see through weather like radar, but it can see details and distances like LiDAR. And the goal is to put this on every single car. Again, both of these CEOs are mission driven. Vulcan, the CEO, actually from Denver, said we need to be decoupled from China, and he came up with the rare earth magnet company. Teradar said in 2025, how are people still dying in car accidents? It's unbelievable. Obviously, there's defense applications. ShipDay is a company that's the Shopify for delivery services. If I'm Justin's pizza delivery, right now I'm using maybe Uber Eats, and I'm giving them 30% of my revenues, and they own the customer. That's not a good model for anybody. They basically have created a model where they take over all the logistics for your delivery through a software platform, and they send the delivery to the least expensive person. Maybe it's a mom and pop driver, maybe it's Uber Eats, maybe it's your own delivery person. It's really helped margins and revenues with their customers. We invested a year ago at $1 million of ARR. Today there's about $8 million, so it's just doing like this. I could go through the whole thing, but I just wanted to give you a glimpse of that. Again, with everybody hyper-focused on AI, the quality of the companies we're seeing in the mobility space are pretty extraordinary. And I think we're just getting started. The deal flow we're seeing for the second fund is so much better than the first fund. Our first fund is on track to be a 10, 15, 20x fund, which is pretty exciting. And now that we have a brand and we have a great team and it's very sized, we think the second fund has that kind of opportunity. I don't believe in managing other people's money unless I have a lot more to lose than any of the investors. So I'm always the largest investor of the fund. You're not happy if you lose money, but you at least know that I'm in a lot worse shape personally. So if you're interested in any of the fund, again, we're having a founders class, discounted fees, a lot of perks, a lot of goodies, priority on our co-investments. By the way, you come into any one of our funds, you get co-investments throughout our firm. Any of our Israel investments, our first mobility fund like Vulcan, Teradar, you get priority on our trips. To see all these companies, you get priority on our conferences. So we do a lot for our founders. Because as I like to say, everybody likes to be the first one to write the second check. So you got to really entice the first people. Anyway, thanks again, Dave, for giving us a couple minutes. Mike and I will be around if you have any questions, and I appreciate it.
Any question, anybody? Well, like I said, I appreciate Mike and Justin being part of this, and I really think that what they're doing is exciting, and I don't know. I think they've certainly proven that they're good at it. So but they'll be around and you can talk to them. So our first.